Japan says suspected Chinese submarine seen near territorial waters.
Here's a summary of the article.
Tokyo, Japan's defense ministry said on Sunday that a submarine believed to be from China was spotted in waters near its southern islands, as maritime tensions persist in the Pacific. Japan's Navy on Friday morning identified a submerged vessel sailing northwest just outside territorial waters near Amami Oshima Island, part of Kagoshima Prefecture, the ministry said in a statement. A Chinese destroyer was also spotted in the vicinity. China has often reacted angrily to U.S. ships sailing through disputed areas of the South China Sea in what Washington calls displays of freedom of navigation. Saturday's announcement said Japan's Maritime Self-Defense Force identified the vessels in a contiguous zone, which is outside territorial waters where vessels are required to identify themselves. Officials at the Chinese embassy could not immediately be reached for comment on Sunday. The submarine continued underwater westward in the ocean near Yokohama Island, the ministry said.
This post received a score of 16,000, with an upvote ratio of 93%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
I kinda feel like, if a sub was seen, it was meant to be seen.
Former submariner here. It depends. When you're doing shady shit, you really don't want to be seen. You have to come shallow occasionally, whether for communications, air, to look around. Broaching the ship during that time and getting caught might lead to the CO getting fired. For US at least, China obviously doesn't give a shit.
How was your experience as a submariner? Was it a cool thing or did the isolation get old quick?
I wouldn't say there is such thing as isolation on a submarine. I get not having internet and being able to talk to your family is what you mean, just thought I'd give that perspective. I did some cool shit not many people get to say they have done and it really helped my career. Ultimately, it is the crew you work with that gets you through.
That's an amazing and detailed reply, thank you. I've been curious about the life of a submariner. It sounds like a truly awesome experience, but yeah, I can imagine hundreds of people in one sub can get really intense and probably claustrophobic at times. How did it feel to be so deep in the ocean? Was it eerie or did you get used to it pretty quickly?
The first few times felt surreal. The entire hull compresses. If you take a string at surface level and tie it tight across the hull, go a bit deep and the string will be loose. I took comfort in knowing if we ever sank I'd die so quickly from the pressure I wouldn't feel any pain. It never felt eerie. The only times I was really scared is when we were on the surface with the boat rocking in heavy seas. Subs are not designed to handle surface waves as well as ships, and they rock like crazy. My biggest fear was the boat overturning and being trapped inside, drowning.
China replies, probably, those are our territorial waters and if you were close enough to see our submarine that means you were trespassing. This is further proof of historical Japanese antagonistic and warmongering behavior towards peaceful Chinese nation and we demand immediate apology. S.
You didn't need to. This is spot on LMFAO.
The S is for the CCP.
Also for SNUSNU.
Me next SNUSNU. Out me way.
Please, ladies, the spirit is willing, but the body is spongy and bruised.
Can't we just cuddle?
R. Death by Snusnu, NSFW.
Near territorial waters is a weird way of saying international waters.
Saturday's announcement said Japan's Maritime Self-Defense Force identified the vessels in a contiguous zone, which is outside territorial waters where vessels are required to identify themselves. Still, Defense Minister Nobuo Kishi instructed his staff, gather information and maintain vigilant surveillance with a sense of urgency, the statement said.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.